1932, Macon County, Alabama. A group of 399 African-American men, most of them poor, most of them sharecroppers, were promised free health care by the United States Public Health Service. What they didn't know was that they were stepping into what would become one of the darkest chapters in American medical history, the Tuskegee Syphilis Study. These men were told they were being treated for bad blood, a misleading term for various ailments. The promises of free health care and treatment for bad blood were nothing more than a facade. Behind closed doors, the true nature of the study was concealed even from the doctors who were administering the so-called treatments. The men were subjected to painful procedures and invasive tests, all under the guise of receiving care. They were given placebos instead of real medicine, and the researchers made sure to keep them in the dark about their actual condition. Even as the men's health deteriorated, the researchers continued their deceitful practices, all in the name of science. The trust these men placed in their doctors was not only misplaced, but exploited for the sake of data collection. And so, the deception continued, deepening the betrayal with each passing year. This wasn't just any medical experiment, it was a study that would last for 40 years. 40 years of deliberate neglect, deception, and ultimately betrayal. The men were not told they had syphilis, nor were they informed that their condition was treatable. Instead, they were promised free medical exams, meals, and burial insurance. For men living in grinding poverty, these small incentives were enough to secure their participation. Early on, treatments for syphilis were harsh and often dangerous. Mercury and arsenic-based compounds like salvarsan carried serious risks. But by 1947, everything changed. Penicillin was discovered to be a safe and effective cure for syphilis. Yet the men in this study were never given this life-saving drug. Why? Why deny these men treatment when a cure was available? The answer lies in the cold calculus of scientific curiosity. The researchers wanted to see syphilis run its full course, from initial infection to the horrific final stages. The disease, if untreated, can cause blindness, dementia, heart failure, and grotesque skin lesions. The men were left to suffer these symptoms while the researchers took notes. The study continued for decades in secret. But in 1972, a whistleblower, Peter Buxtun, a public health worker, came forward. He exposed the study to the media, and the nation was horrified. By then, 28 of the men had died directly from syphilis. Over 100 more had died from complications related to the disease. Many of their wives had been infected, and 19 children were born with congenital syphilis. It wasn't until 1997, 25 years after the study ended, that the United States government formally apologized. President Bill Clinton addressed the surviving men and their families saying, "But we can end the silence. We can stop turning our heads away, and we can look at you in the eye and finally say on behalf of the American people, what the United States government did was shameful, and I am sorry." The Tuskegee Syphilis Study stands as a haunting reminder of what can happen when ethics are sacrificed in the name of science. It is a tale of systemic racism, exploitation, and a failure to see the humanity in others. Today, we tell their story, not just to remember, but to ensure that such a tragedy is never allowed to happen again. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep their memory alive.